Hello everyone, my name is David Finkley and welcome back to day 2 of our reading together. Hopefully you're able to make it through day 1 and you're able to see there that God is trying to communicate to us through his word that the scriptures are concerned with Jesus Christ and is trying to communicate to us something that is essential to understanding the biblical narrative. Now, as we enter into day 2, I want to give you a secret on how to understand everything you will read in the biblical narrative. And we're going to begin these secrets with a first element of how to understand the Bible. Most times, whenever you engage in a biblical narrative, you start with the book of Genesis. And that makes sense because it is the first book of the Bible. But one thing about the times that we're living in is we have an advantage. We have the complete canon. We have everything that is needed to know what God wants to tell us. And I sort of like to think of it as a cheat, as a code that we can use to unlock the scriptures. Though we may start in the book of Genesis, we need to be able to pull New Testament revelation into the book of Genesis to help us understand just what God was trying to communicate to us by his Spirit through those ancient documents that were given to earlier recipients of the text. And what I would like for you to do during this day's reading, I want you to read Colossians chapter 1, verse 15 through verse 20. And then I want you to go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 through verse 30. And then I want you to go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 4 through verse 25. What you're going to be able to see is that when God was creating the world, he had a plan from the very beginning that involved his son. His son was the one who brought all these things together, and it was for him that all these things existed. You're going to be able to discover that as God was putting things into place, he did it with his son in mind, and he was preparing a creation for his son to inhabit. And you're going to be able to see that as Adam is put in place, he is supposed to be the image of the one who is to come and inhabit the creation that was made for him. In other words, creation was made for the purpose of inviting the Son into the creation itself so that the creation can find purpose and meaning and identity in Jesus Christ and not simply Adam. Now, this all seems weird, but I promise you, as we go on to day 2, you will be able to understand just why it is important to start with New Testament revelation in order to engage Old Testament understanding, to get a complete knowledge of what the narrative is trying to communicate. In the first element, the plan is introduced, and tomorrow we'll get to see just what happens with this plan. Until next time, take care and God bless.